Hallo zusammen! Today I want to talk about a few German words that get used frequently, yet they shouldn't exist in the first place. What is wrong with you Germans? With us, like me and... So in a way, let's learn and find out more about German words that you shouldn't learn in the first place, and their correct forms. So the first impossible German term that I want to talk about today might be the most common and most frequently used one. It's funny to witness fellow Germans knowing that, well, what they just said is wrong, yet they still said that because it's so in their minds, and that mysterious German word is einzigste. Or as some Germans might also say, einzigste. Doesn't make it any more correct though. It can be found as an adjective, but I guess it's most often used as a noun, as a versatile one for that matter as well. Depending on the related genders, it can be a masculine, feminine, or a neuter noun. Der, die, or das einzigste, singular, die einzigsten, plural. As if an existing singular form of this word isn't enough. There's also a plural form. Oh boy. But what does it mean and what does make it wrong? Why doesn't it make sense to use it? The answer lies in the actual correct related variant of this term and the semantics. Der, die, das einzige, singular, die einzigen, plural, and the related adjective or adverb einzig, or einzig. This term means sole, solely, only, single, exclusively. But if this term already expresses that you're talking about something that only exists once, the only existing item, object or person, character trait and whatnot, why do so many Germans use einzigste? I guess one potential answer could be that linguistically speaking, and subconsciously even, Germans associate adjectives, well, as something that can be compared all the time. And rightfully so in a way, since that applies to the vast majority of adjectives in German. Most of them have three different forms. Der Positiv, the positive, the basic form. Der Komparativ, the comparative, the first Steigerungsform, comparing form. And der Superlativ, the superlative, the second and highest Steigerungsform. For einzig, only the positive form exists. With reason, but since that is einzig und allein, solely and only true for a minority of adjectives, I guess Germans sometimes apply the comparison possibility of adjectives because that is the norm. But as I've said, semantically speaking, it doesn't make sense to compare einzig. So it's correct to say, ich bin der einzige Vlogdave, and it's wrong to say, ich bin der einzigste Vlogdave. People will still get what you mean, of course, but that doesn't make it a right term to use. Another good example for a wrong German adjective that still gets used frequently can be found in the phrase vollstes Vertrauen haben. To have the most fullest of trust. How can something be fuller than the fullest form possible? And yet, Germans also use this wrong word regularly. And by the way, I don't exclude myself from doing that. I'd really say that most Germans use this one in daily colloquial German, including grammatically wrong forms. For instance, the superlative form am vollsten, the most fullest. It's obvious that if something is fuller than full, it overflows. Funny enough though, we also have a German adjective überflüssig, overfluid, literally speaking, which refers to things no one needs or that don't make any sense. The phrase including vollstes, many Germans know, is something Angela Merkel, Germany's chancellor, is known for. At times when a politician in her ranks gets criticized by the media or society, and she thinks that they, need support from her and they haven't done things overly wrong, she likes to state and verbally express her trust in them. And then she often says, hat mein vollstes Vertrauen, has my most fullest of trust. Ironically though, in the past, those people also were the ones who had to leave her government sooner or later. Shit happens, I guess. And of course, this video would be sorta incomplete without zumindestens, at the most least. sometimes I really want to know why. It's not an adjective but an adverb that can't be compared because of that anyway. Adverbs can't be compared. So, in a way, my premise about Germans subconsciously dealing with uncomparable adjectives the same way as they would use the usual comparable adjectives doesn't really apply here. So there might be other reasons. Now that I think about it, there might also be an English equivalent to some extent, at the very least. Was ein blöder Tag. Zumindestens scheint heute die Sonne. What a bad day. At the most least, the sun is shining today. The only correct form of this one is zumindest. And I hope that you could zumindest learn the einzig true message, having volles Vertrauen in the German language. Oh yeah! I mean, frankly speaking for a moment though, if you see all these words as part of, well, colloquial spoken German, or written German for that matter, I guess there is no real wrong or right to them. But regarding established linguistic rules, for instance grammatical rules, well, those terms, just semantically speaking, there is no need for them to exist. Yet they still do. I would like to dedicate this video to Ed Room, Frau Pfennig, and the whole 5x3 German class from England. And an especially big Schrei aus, a shout out, doesn't exist in German by the way, goes out to Sonnig, who seems to love brezels, brezeln, and pretzels, well, as much as I do, which I think is really cool. Thanks for using my videos in your class, that really means a lot, and that really shows that what I'm doing here on this channel at the end of the day is really worth it, I guess. It's really helping people, and yeah, I really, really, really appreciate that thought and that feedback, so thanks. And that being said, thanks for watching my videos, to every single one of you guys, for sharing them, for liking them, because frankly, sharing those videos on social media, on Reddit, with other people that might be enjoying learning the German language, lernen. Well, sort of similar to the German lernen, by the way, to learn. Anyway, so thanks from the bottom of my German heart for all that support. It really means a lot to me. And yeah, thanks for watching everyone. I'm your Vlog Dave. Tschüss und bis zum nächsten Mal.